I don't know, man. I think
Michael Eric.
Michael Eric Dyson, yeah. You know
I like it when he speaks. He's in and out of the vernacular, and
he's an intellectual. But you know what?
Vocabulary.
I think they should settle that behind closed doors.
Indeed, they're bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, man, come on, man.
But is it? Did they make this a media, or did he make this a media event, or is the media making an event of this? So I guess this starts out with the article in the Atlantic, which I did not read, where he blasted.
I didn't read that either.
Cornel West.
But I think black folks have to understand what the media is doing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, it's just part of the whole divide and conquer.
Yeah, Cornel West is a black intellectual. Michael Eric Dyson is coming up close behind Cornel West. He's close, but he's behind. Why would you want to publicly? I mean,
but he's making it as if. Well, but Cornel West obviously, said that. I mean, I did read what Cornel West had to say about
the president.
Not just the president, but Melissa Harris Perry.
Yeah.
And he probably threw
I don't know
Michael Eric Dyson into that, and obviously you could throw Al Sharpton into that also, because all of them are commentators, especially Melissa and
on MSNBC.
On MSNBC. And so I guess their celebrity is bothersome to Cornel West, who also has, a level of celebrity for whatever that's worth.
Oh, he's a celebrity.
Mm-hmm. But, here we are concerned about Black Lives Matter and, police shootings, the achievement gap, and there are all these other things that need to be tackled, rather than to hear the feuding between two black intellectuals in public. How much Cornel West, bashes these other people. It's not,
so, I didn't know this.
Though, so.
I mean, what's good about doing this show?
That's the learning part.
Oh, man, I learned so much.
That's the part. It's learning and teaching, all of that stuff.
Cornel West calls Melissa Harris Perry a fraud. Not know this.
Yes, because they did not want her to become, I guess, tenured at Princeton, because they thought that she was too...
Radical?
No, not radical.
Conservative?
Too celebrity-like, but not a real scholar. So they were trying to, take away her levels of scholarship. And so she just said forget it and walked away.
Okay, in a recent article on diverse issues in higher education, Professor Cornel West went ham on Tulane University Professor Melissa Harris Perry. In what might be his strongest published comment yet, West referred to Harris Perry as a fake and a fraud for allowing herself to be used by liberal establishment to shoot down his critiques over the nation's decision to overlook racial inequality and poverty. I was quoted in the article, but only as a supporter of Dr. West. Anyone who evaluates Cornel West's track record will see that he has consistently advocated for black, brown, and poor people long before hope and change on our TV screens. In fact, Dr. West and Pastor Jeremiah Wright serve as our strongest modern-day embodiment of Dr. Martin Luther King. Similar to King, both of these men endure the public volatility that comes with not running in lockstep with any flashy political trend. When I heard what Cornel West said about Melissa, my neck snapped like Nina Leakes. Who's Nina Leakes?
I don't know who that is. Keep on it.
Bumping into Nina Leakes.
Spell that.
Nene Leakes.
Nene Leakes. That's from somebody on Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay.
Let me hear the quote again. They gonna bring up Nene? What does it say?
Nene.
Yeah.
I don't look at those.
I know you don't know that.
I don't look at that,
and that's quite fine. But
I don't look at that garbage.
I know.
Okay. When I heard what Cornel said about Melissa, my neck snapped like Nene Leakes, bumping into a bill collector at a nightclub. I was both impressed and shocked that West has been so strong in his position on Harris Perry, and I was glad to see that even millionaire ain't afraid to tell the truth. Sometimes when diplomacy fails and your people are being attacked, it's time to go to war. When Cornel West spoke up honestly about the challenge of poor black and brown people, alarm bells went off in the liberal elitist America. As a professor at an elite university, West was supposed to do what other elites have done, consider the poor only as an afterthought to planning your next vacation at Martha's Vineyard. In the cute and contrived world of academia, poor people are often secondary theoretical construct that you discuss during research symposium. They ain't real humans, they should actually fight for in public. West had run off the plantation by speaking freely of black vote. There is almost no incentive to do anything for black people, especially those who are poor or in prison. It's much easier to convince black people to be quiet by using political goons to terrorize any voices of dissent. I can just hear someone at a closed-door meeting making a statement. The Negroes are getting upset. What do we do? Perhaps we should find one of the personal Negroes to fight him. You hear that? Perhaps we should find one of our personal Negroes to fight him.
Keep going.
Well, in full overseer tradition, the Democrats have created well-paid African-American attack dogs willing to defend their action at any cost. Since Harris Perry and her friends had no legitimate defense to the critique of Dr. West, they presumed that it would be easier to simply discredit him. You see, if you kill the messenger, you never had to deal with the message itself. Harris Perry allowed herself to be used by the liberal establishment and their media channel to paint Professor West as irrelevant, petty, and ignorant in his critique. She never actually addressed the issues that Dr. West brought to the table. That's like my doctor saying, "Boyce, you're gaining weight," and me responding,
"This is Boyce Watkins." This is written by that person.
Huh?
This is written by Boyce Watkins.
Yeah,
okay,
you're just a quick divorcee who doesn't know how to raise his kids. You know, that's a great point. Boyce Watkins is pretty good. Let me see this. This is Boyce Watkins. Let me see. This is by News One staff. They don't have a name here. No, let me see. There's no name. But if it's Boyce Watkins, he's pretty good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is Boyce Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
He's a professor at Syracuse University.
Yeah.
He's pretty good, man. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. I got it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Someone has to speak up for those people at the expense of their own career.
So I'm getting the impression that Cornel West says all these media intellectuals are basically opportunists in a way.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
You're just a quack divorcee who doesn't know how to raise his kids. If I want to honestly confront my doctor's argument that I've gained weight, all I need to do is stand on a scale, unless I'm afraid to do so. Harris Perry knows that West was right about poverty and equality, but she's a highly paid scholar who doesn't have to confront the issues being brought forth by West. She likely sees poor black families as an acceptable casualty to her own political ambitions.
No, it's not necessary.
Let's be clear. Disagreeing with Cornel West is not a crime. Supporting the Obama administration is just fine. But avoiding the issues of racial inequality and poverty by simply discrediting anyone who brings the topic to the table is pathetically harmful to millions of black families that are affected by economic equality, poor education system, and mass incarceration. Someone has to speak up for these people, even at the expense of their own career opportunities, and we should be thankful Dr. Cornel West has the integrity to lose important friends in order to fight for what's right. Let me repeat that. Someone has to speak up for those people, even at the expense of their own career opportunities. And we should all be thankful that Cornel West had the integrity to lose important friends in order to do what's right. There is some quote in the Bible about Jesus Christ and the disciples, right? You know about that. I mean, you might be, I might be a little more religious than you.
But
his willingness
and your point in that is
his willingness to do which is unpopular, as Dr. King did before his death, will put Cornel West in a history book as a visionary activist and scholar. Melissa Perry will simply be remembered as another talking head. Plain talk, bad manners.
Here's another.
Wait up. In the worst African dictatorship, European corporations seeking to drain a country's resources realize this simple fact. There is no need to compensate a country's citizens for their resources if you can simply pay off greedy dictators and figureheads who control what the people think and do. Whoa. I mean, he is drilling it, partner. This Dr. Watt, I should get that wrong, the report to Dr. Boyce Watkins. He's drilling for oil, man. As a result, there are countries where billions of dollars in oil extracted every year, yet the majority of countries' citizens remain in poverty. Nigeria, Trinidad and Tobago, we could go Venezuela, we could go on down the line. I gotta get that applause, man. Come on. I mean, excuse me. I mean, if you don't mind.
Goodness.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Because it's the
You're listening to the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. For more, go to SoMore.org to participate in the discussion.
Yeah, go ahead.
As a result, there are countries where billions of dollars in oil are extracted every year, yet the majority of the country's citizens remain in poverty. In the black community, leading Democrats have learned the dictator lesson well. If we hijack a few figureheads in the black community and convince them to always speak in support of our agenda, we don't have to do very much for black people themselves. Hello? Can anybody say Al Sharpton?
I want to read what they say about Al Sharpton.
It is much easier to take care of the head nigger in charge, the HNIC, this is quote now, than it is to take care of the people they represent and have them aim their guns at any free Negroes who choose to participate in a rebellion. That's what makes Melissa Harris Perry so harmful. Whoa. Oh. Okay, you go and read what you got over there.
This was in the National Review. Cornel West slams Al Sharpton. You don't need to be the same. November 25th, this was written. Professor Cornel West spoke some serious truth to fellow African-American activist Al Sharpton, accusing him of seeking the limelight while suppressing authentic young voices in the black community. West spoke on Monday at the Miami-Dade College while on tour for his newest book, Black Prophetic Fire. This book, in many ways, is a love letter to a younger generation because I'm passing from the scene, he said. I know it. I don't need to be center stage. Try to tell that to Brother Al Sharpton, you know. West continued to laughter and applause. You don't need to be center stage, brother. There's something called grassroots leadership, indigenous leadership. It needs a different context. Get out of the way of the camera and let the young folks speak, he said as applause continued. Get out of the way of the camera and let them tell their truth. West attacked Sharpton before, saying in 2012 that he and other black MSNBC hosts sold their souls in order to gain access to the Obama administration, another frequent target of West criticism. So, I mean, in a way, you know, during the whole, when all these uprisings were happening, they kept putting Al Sharpton on camera rather than interview the young people who had something to say. You know, you're just discounting their voices.